It's more than just your output, more than a bike. When you hear your shout out, you know it's all right. Put on your magic pants and let's go. We're cruising into the power zone. Clip in, set yourself free. Come on and take a ride with me. Know what you need to know and what's it all about. Everything you need, it's on the Clip Out.
Welcome to the Clip Out Podcast, episode 417. This is Crystal O'Keefe.
And this is Tom O'Keefe.
Hi.
Hi. What?
I don't know. That was a look.
No, I was responding to your look.
No, you give me a look.
I always give you a look.
So anyway.
So anywho. I don't know, let's just get right into it. What, pray tell, do you have in store for people this week?
Well, we are going to talk about these new program updates that Peloton made, not to programming, to programs. We're also going to talk about the new additions that Peloton made to the C-suite, not to mention some tech updates that Peloton has rolled out and they are putting on their social channels. There is a new update from the person who used to be the Peloton head of global marketing. And we're going to talk about how they are using a past play from Peloton at their new job.
Okay.
And we're also going to talk about Chase Sapphire and their annual fees and how that will impact people getting this card that are doing it for Peloton benefits.
Right.
Instructor in the news, we have an update on all the instructors at Cannes. We are going to talk about which instructor is being called out on social media by another social media / fitness person.
Okay.
And then there's some people that we are going to mention who they made media appearances this week. And we have one of the instructors withdrawing from a marathon. We're going to cover that.
Okay.
We've got some competitor news. We're going to talk about BODi and what they're doing and how this may look familiar real soon.
Okay.
All right. And then, of course, we have content to cover as well.
Okay. Well, before we get to all that, shameless plugs, don't forget we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast, you can find us. While you are there, be sure and follow us so you never miss an episode. Maybe leave us a review. If you want to support the show, good news, you're already doing that by listening, so thank you. But if you want to support even more so, you can do that over at Patreon, patreon.com/theclipout. $5 a month, and what you get for that $5 a month is, of course, ad-free episodes. Mm-hmm. You get bonus content, and if we get them early, you get them early, and of course, our undying love and affection. Yeah. This week on the Patreon episode, we're going to talk about a simple test you can do at home that will predict how long you live.
Why didn't we do this test before we started recording?
Oh, yeah, maybe we'll be dead soon, and why bother?
Yeah. You need to think these things through.
Oh, man, I don't even... So, okay. And then, if you fail that test, here's a story about how coffee helps you live longer.
Okay.
But, as with all things, there's a catch. And then finally, we'll have all sorts of instructor updates that we didn't have time to get to in the main episode. First and foremost, somebody did a TED Talk.
Okay.
That's pretty spiffy.
That is really spiffy.
Well, you can find out who that is over there.
Okay.
So also, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/theclipout. While you're there, like the page, join the group, sign up for the newsletter at theclipout.com. We'll send all the links and stuff to you as long as we're not at Disney World. And... also, don't forget you can watch all of these over on YouTube at youtube.com/theclipout. So there's all that. Let's dig in, shall we?
We shall.
Peloton in the news.
So I got a text from Gail, and she said I was right. That's all that matters.
That's the only update people need.
Yeah. I really can't remember exactly what the conversation was about. Like we were talking about music licensing.
About the bikes being in Latin American...
That's right.
Like hotels.
Right.
And I was like, does their licensing cover that? Because for a long time, the argument was, we can't go to these other areas because we haven't licensed the music for there.
Right.
So yeah, if you smuggle a bike across the border and plug it in, you can still access it. But we as a company cannot advertise, help, or facilitate in any way your acquisition of a product because we have not paid for said licensing.
Yes.
And she says that now they have worldwide licensing, so that really shouldn't matter.
And that Crystal was right. Like, that's the part we really need to hammer home.
I think she probably meant like accidentally right.
No, she
just
said,
happened.
she actually said, and your explanation makes a lot more sense, was actually what she said. You know.
I think now you're just riffing.
Nope. Those were the words.
You were winging it. So, anyway.
I just wanted to update everybody.
Peloton in the news. Peloton in the news. I'll make my own sweepers.
I hear that.
I don't need you. So, there's been all the back and forth about the hubbub with programs. And so they now have officially been rolled out.
They have. And the big things that you need to know about this is you don't have to start over on a program if you miss a day, and they're not locked. Those are the two biggest things. You can take them at your own pace, and all of the classes, the program description and the class descriptions are available from the landing page. And now they have tabs that help you organize by all programs in progress and completed programs. You cannot filter yet, but you can search. It's a little janky, but hey, it's there. And the biggest change is they are no longer available via your web or smart TV. You have to cast, or you have to cast.
You have to cast.
Yeah. I guess, again, you can do the janky thing where you, like, get a link for it and do that and blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I don't know that it's really necessary because you can just put it in your stack now because it's on your phone, and you can since it's not locked down anymore, you can just put it in your stack.
Gotcha.
They also got a whole new look, and they got all new badges. You get badges for completing programs now. And if you had already completed a program and you go back and look now, there's a shiny new badge waiting for you.
Oh, you got a retroactive badge.
I got a couple of retroactive badges, and I was not upset about it. Wasn't sad.
We don't need no stinking badges.
I like the badges.
Yeah.
I'm not a badge whore,
Ooh.
but I do like the badges.
Shots fired at people who are into badges.
No.
You're all whores.
They self-proclaim they are badge whores, and they are proud of it.
They do need stinking badges.
They do, and they love them. And, like, it really motivates them. And I won't go that far, but I do like getting a badge, you know? So it's like, I'm not badge averse, you know?
Okay.
All right.
You're a little badger.
I'm badge curious.
On that note, Peloton has added 2 new people to its C-suite.
It has, yeah. So let's take a look at this, shall we?
Let's judge these people, shall we?
Love it. Love to judge. All right. So first of all, Peloton opened up this brand new role called a Chief Technology Officer. Now, this is a big deal because this is where all of their AI is going to be living. So when they talk about progress, personalization all around AI, it's all landing on this guy. And that is a big deal because Shanahan, wait a minute, what's his first name? Francis Shanahan.
Okay.
He was the SVP of Connected Fitness Software. So they promoted from within for this brand new role, which hasn't been done for a really long time.
Yeah.
So go Francis.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. But that is a lot of weight sitting on his shoulders because Peloton is pushing out, hey, personalization, all of this AI is all going to be based on AI, and all of that technology is going to come from this role. So
it's all coming from Francis.
Francis, good luck to you, sir. And then we have a brand new Chief Marketing Officer, and that is Megan Embray. So she is just brand new to the company. She previously headed up Apple's Marcom role, and she also oversaw brand marketing for Amazon Ads and led content marketing at Quibi. So she is after Lauren Weinberg becoming the, fourth person in that role since 2020.
It's like being the drummer for Spinal Tap.
I think it's worse. Also,
Well, the drummers for Spinal Tap all died.
oh, no, not
So,
worse.
I
not
don't think
worse.
it's
No,
worse.
no,
Yeah.
So, although I say good luck to Francis, I say even more luck to Megan, because that role is short-lived.
Thankless.
Thankless indeed.
Yes.
If you don't see an immediate result,
Yeah.
out. And I don't know if they're leaving voluntarily or Peloton's pushing them out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But ouch.
yeah.
So, yeah. And this is all, a big strategic shift in general. Like, since Peter Stern's been in, we've seen a whole new C-suite. So that's important. Also, we're told we will see more data-driven campaigns that are optimized for ROI as Megan jumps into this marketing role. That's going to be a big deal, considering the Q3 marketing spend has been halved to $61 million.
Only $61 million.
I know. It's such a tiny drop in the bucket.
What are you going to do with that?
Megan.
It's like you're going to boost one Facebook ad and you're done.
You're done. You've used up your whole budget.
It's all gone.
And
I
of
also
course,
got a billboard in Des Moines.
well, I know for that kind of money, it's not digital.
Yeah.
And of course, we already talked about what a big deal the CTO role is, because that's all going to be focused on those AI-driven features. So we will see how this goes. We will see. I don't know. I'll be honest, listeners, I'm a little exhausted by Peloton's constant changes, and I don't work there. So how must this feel to the people that work there? I'm exhausted.
Well, there's been so many changes. Most of them haven't been through them all.
Fair enough. Yeah. I was thinking it wasn't that long ago. Like, it was, we're in the 11th year of Peloton.
Yeah.
So it was just like 16 months ago that we sent out 10-year guides, like a timeline to every single Peloton employee. I just wonder how many of those people are left.
Yeah. Should send them out again and then see how many bounce back.
I know, right? Well,
It'd be a good test. Be an expensive test.
it would be an expensive test.
We should save our money for a billboard in Des Moines.
There you go. Maybe we can spring for a digital one.
Ooh, fancy. Mm-hmm. So we have some tech updates.
We do. Yeah. And honestly, a lot of these we've already seen, but a couple of things that, I don't know, people don't always hear everything whenever we're doing a podcast, because we're talking and they're doing other things.
Yeah,
so.
they're multitasking.
Absolutely.
It's easy to tune out when I talk.
Right. Or when I talk.
What was that?
Yeah, exactly. But there are some new things you can do. You can now search programs and collections.
Okay.
That's a big deal. There is now a historical calendar that you can see all of your classes, and there's improved progress tracking.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like the Battle of Hastings was in 1066.
No.
Oh.
Also, you can share any Strength Plus workouts, the generator plan. So, let's say you made a Strength Plus workout. Now you can share.
Do one bicep curl.
I mean, you could share that. That seems like something
I just did.
So those are the tech updates that have been included. So I'm tired. I'm trying.
I know.
I'm trying.
So Gotham FC.
Oh, yeah. You said Gotham, and I was like, Batman?
I know, right? Gotham FC is part of the NWSL. That's the National Women's Soccer League.
Oh, thank you.
And I know that because I Googled it.
Well.
Not because I know sports things. Just being...
And, Nikki was a little lazy. She didn't paste it in for us. She found the article.
Yeah.
She told us all the other details that we needed to know. By the way, she found the little birdie that gave her some of this knowledge that we're about to see.
Okay.
So she's been very busy.
Okay.
But she did not tell us what the thing stood for.
Gotcha. Well, so the owner of the team is the former Peloton head of global marketing. And she says that they're going to use some of the tricks of the trade that they utilize to make the Peloton instructors so popular and do that with their players.
Well, it's very interesting because this whole article is all about how they turned the Peloton instructors into celebrities.
Yeah.
And then they talk about how they are no longer relatable.
Our goal is to make the people on our team no longer relatable.
But maybe that is appropriate in some places, especially sports teams.
Yeah.
Like maybe that is appropriate.
I don't think you're supposed to relate to LeBron James.
No.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to be on a pedestal.
Yeah.
So like I think that is appropriate.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is I had a recent conversation with a journalist who asked me several questions about this particular subject.
The relatability of instructors?
Yes.
Okay.
And how it has changed over time. And
Right.
it has. It has changed over time. And it's funny because I don't think that I am alone in saying that it has evolved who I spend time with on the platform. I used to have a go-to set of instructors, and I never spend time with those people anymore because I don't find them relatable.
Yeah.
You know, and part of what for me made Peloton so special was, and I think a lot of people relate to this too, that you had a one-on-one conversation. You go into the studio, they knew who you were because they
Right.
saw you on the leaderboard. I don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have that experience anymore. And yeah, I could be the person that constantly lights up their inbox.
Yeah.
I could be that annoying dipshit jackass who's so needy. But like, I don't want to be, and I don't like that the instructors reward that, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's part of this. It's symptomatic of
Yeah.
this. But regardless, they've changed who they are for bad or for good, whether it works for people or it doesn't. And I find myself really gravitating toward instructors who are quieter and who don't get, not that they are not amazing instructors, they don't get a lot of glamorous like places on magazine covers and podcasts and things like that, but they're amazing people. And that keeps me coming back.
It's like when your favorite band becomes like an arena band,
It's
and you're
exactly
like, let's
like
go
that.
back to the clubs. Who's in the clubs?
And they're never going to go back to the clubs.
Yeah.
Like they can't. That's
Right.
It's just not a thing.
Right.
And you really can't expect them to.
No.
Like, as much as I don't like how those instructors feel now whenever I spend time with them,
It's not necessarily their fault, and there's not a whole lot they can do to change it.
you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah. So it'll be very interesting to see if she can pull this off. And will it be a good thing?
Yeah.
I think it will for a team. I think it's appropriate.
Yeah.
And honestly, even for Peloton, I think it's overall good for the brand, but I don't think it's good for the community. I think it has really stripped away the really amazing community that we used to feel.
And unfortunately, there's no way they can operate at this level and still have that tight of a community.
Nope.
You just can't.
You just can't. It's sad.
It is.
But it's part of evolution, and it's part of the things that are happening. It will be really interesting to watch Gotham and see what happens there, though,
Yeah.
because I want to know if she can replicate that, because that seems like you have to be in the right place at the right time. I
Yeah.
don't think you can just make it happen.
That's very difficult to manufacture.
Right?
Like there's a lot of luck involved in that. And not to say that there aren't tons of talented people involved, but
Right.
there are also tons of talented people that never get any traction.
That is so true.
And so being talented isn't always enough. And so you need a lot of things to happen simultaneously, and some of them you don't have any control over.
And the world is just in a different place right
Yeah,
now.
for sure. So Chase Sapphire, they get mentioned a lot on here, not because they pay us or anything, and we don't have a Chase Sapphire.
We do
card.
not.
We don't got
And
that kind of.
we aren't now for sure.
Yeah, but they get mentioned because they do lots of. Their card is one, pricey, and two, has a lot of cool perks. And one of the perks you see all the time with the Chase Sapphire card are Peloton related. You get Peloton discounts. This is the card. Sometimes it has like special class
They
opportunities.
do. Yeah, they get lots of like classes where they're invited to, or you pay a certain dollar amount. You're not invited, but like
Yeah.
you get first
and
dibs.
it's pretty inexpensive in the grand scheme of things. What you have to pay
it's like
to be
35 or 45 bucks. Like it's not crazy.
And but their annual fee is going up substantially.
Yeah, it's a $245 increase.
Yeah, so it's going from like
$550 to $795.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I read about Points Guy because we had
somebody from there on the show.
We did, yeah. So whenever I really tend to follow Points Guy because they're consistent with the way they report. And so I appreciate that, like, when they talk about Chase Sapphire Reserve Card, the next time I read about this, they're going to be comparing the same types of things. So I'm not apples to oranges, right? And so they talk about what the summary of changes are. The things that are going to be changing are the higher annual fee and earning rates and all this other stuff. But what I also like about Points Guy is they break it down. Like, here's what you need to know. So the new credits that they give you, because they do give you substantial credits, they're only going to be useful to you if you already spend with the merchants that they designate that you get credits from. Okay?
Okay.
So that's only going to work for you if you're spending with those merchants. It may be. Also, if you maintain the $300 travel credit in its pre-existing form, that's a positive. So they put that in the checkbox.
Okay.
And then you do get a higher earning rate on flights and hotels, but then they decreased the points per dollar earning rate on general travel. So if you are a person who books directly every time, then you're going to get 4 points per dollar spent. Great.
Okay.
But if you are a person who does general travel and you don't book directly, you're only going to be getting 3 points per dollar, and it may not be worth it. Not to mention, it was a $75,000 spending requirement to unlock the premium perks.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really gotta
be spending.
Yeah.
Because that's on a credit card. Honestly, I'm scared for people that need to put that much on one card.
Well, some people, they run businesses off of it.
That's true. Or they pay all their bills through it.
Yeah, they set up where they pay everything, or especially if you travel a lot for work, so you're racking up
point.
You're racking up a bill, but like your company is reimbursing you. So like
it's not necessarily like I can't afford regular things and I'm putting $75,000 worth of credit on a credit card. Yeah, those are two very different things.
I would think with how high the annual fee is on this card, even before this, I wouldn't think the paycheck to paycheck people are probably using the Chase Sapphire card.
No, I mean they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be used like that, and you're not going to get the benefits from it.
None of them are meant to be used like that.
I don't know. They give you all those perks. I think that's exactly how they want to use it.
Put that out there.
Yes, you are right. It is not smart to do that, but I think they're just asking for you to do that.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, if you got a Chase Sapphire card, check out the TNC. You might want to reconsider.
You might.
And coming up after this, we got instructors in the news. Somebody may or may not have had a baby shower, and we're going to talk about Cannes Lion or Cannes Lion. I don't know how you're supposed to say it anymore. I feel like half the people say it one way, half
Parisian.
Yeah, and who's calling out Denis Morton? We'll let you know right after this.
Instructors in the news.
Okay, the instructors all got together for what I like to call Schrodinger's baby shower. It both was and was not a baby shower for Allie Love.
I would just like to say there was a cake there, and it had a topper, and it said, "Oh, baby," on the topper. Okay. So it has, the word baby shower has now been used next to Allie Love's name.
Okay.
Baby has been used next to Allie Love's name. I actually didn't see this on her social media. I only saw it on other instructors' social media, but several of the instructors were there, and they were celebrating the baby to be. So let's see who all were the instructors. There are a bunch of people I didn't know, too, that were there. But the instructors, Selena, Aditi, Katie, Emma, Olivia, Ash, and then there was Anna, Jess Sims, Tunde, Callie, Camila, Chelsea, and Robin all there.
That's a whole bunch.
And not pictured, but I saw Alex Toussaint post about it as well. So I think he was there, just not in the picture. So they may have been like only the women get in the picture.
Yeah, oftentimes baby showers are kind of just for the ladies.
I know, but he was definitely there. So, make of that what you will. I don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that meant it was a girls only picture,
or
if he had left early by the time they taken the picture
through the break room.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Who knows how it works there?
So, baby has been celebrated. We must be getting close to this pregnancy that won't end.
And also has never started.
Exactly.
So Peloton instructors were at Cannes Lion.
Yep, whatever the heck that means.
It's some sort of
all I know is the Cannes Film Festival.
Right, and I think it's like adjacent to that, but it's for more like advertising and marketing type stuff. But you had 3 different instructors there.
I think it was more than just these 3.
Oh, really?
There have been things posted all day. So I definitely know for sure Ben Aldis, Jess King, and Robin were all there.
Mm-hmm.
Ben and Jess were like teaching classes together. Robin was there for, I don't know, she was there for a different reason,
right,
but also part of it. And she wasn't part of the class teaching. And then I thought there was another instructor that was there. It was really confusing. It was just so out of left. Like, I don't understand how it connects, like what the connective tissue is back to Peloton. And so, I mean, obviously it's good exposure for them, and it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. They're out there teaching film classes. Oh my God. They're also out there teaching classes. And so they're getting all of this exposure. I think BODi was there too, and she was teaching yoga. I saw a yoga slide in there too.
Well, Robin was doing a fireside chat, influence in motion.
There you go.
She did it. It already occurred. And Cannes Lion is a 5-day international festival of creativity, and it's the largest gathering in the creative marketing community.
Creative marketing. I mean, marketing really is the only segment of business that can say nothing when they say anything. Like what you just said means nothing.
You get to
They're the largest of creative marketing because you just made it up.
Yeah.
Like, of course you're the largest.
It's like, let me explain what we do, and then you get to the end and you're like, okay, but now could you explain it?
Yeah. It's real similar to crypto.
Lots of. This is why Robin's there. But yeah, just lots of buzzwords, and it's like it sounds like you said something meaningful, but
when you dive in, not really.
You're like,
and I say this
but what do you do?
And you're a marketing person, so I feel since I'm married to one, I can say this about marketing.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Well, but my marketing's a lot more tangible.
I know.
It's like I have a show coming. I need to promote this band.
And then you market it.
I'm going to buy Facebook ads and YouTube ads and ads on the radio. And it's very, it's
tangible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way that a lot of this influencer stuff isn't.
Yeah. It's just funny because, you see Spotify have stuff and Meta has stuff. And I'm just like, it's hard for me to believe that this whatever this is larger than the one that Meta puts on.
Yeah.
That's hard for me to believe. But maybe it's in another tiny little niche because, again, they make this stuff up. So I don't know.
And Meta might be siloed, right? They're not going to, if you're well known on TikTok.
Oh, no, because these instructors were over at the Meta one, too.
But I mean, if you're a TikTok influencer, you might not be allowed at the Meta one because that's.
Well, I'm just saying these instructors are on TikTok and Meta. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but, but there could be some compartmentalization
Absolutely,
on the part of Meta. You can't come to this thing because of this other thing. But who knows?
Yeah.
So, Bob Harper.
From The Biggest Loser.
Had some words for Denis Morton.
He did. He did a smackdown challenge.
He did.
And he said, Denis, you need to play more female artists. That was the challenge.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. It was kind of a weird thing for him to do.
It was. But it got my attention.
Yeah, which is why it feels weird because this guy was on a network television show, and it feels like he's
trying to be relevant,
drifting off of Denis Morton. I don't know how else to see that, but it's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah. I don't know. It's also interesting because the timing of it I find a little interesting too, because Denis Morton has started this new thing where every Tuesday it's called like Tunes Tuesday, and he talks about some artists that he really likes, and
Gotcha.
he goes into a deep dive for whatever artist that is. So he's only been doing that for about 3 weeks, so I find that interesting.
Yeah.
With this, I don't know, and I don't really take a lot of bike classes anymore, so I haven't taken a class with Denis Morton in a long time, but I always remember his classes being very varied across a lot of different genres.
Yeah.
I don't really remember if they were female or male. I couldn't tell you because I don't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
I tend to gravitate toward female artists, but that doesn't mean that I'm like, don't like the men
Right.
songs,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah, like it seemed very like good natured, but it also seemed a little, yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. It was weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go.
Kirsten Ferguson talked to themanual.com about making yourself a priority.
Well, I mean, that is a good idea
Yeah.
to make yourself a priority. It's also easier said than done when you have children, as she does.
For sure.
And I believe she is a single mom. I think you would list her as a single mom. Like, I don't know her whole
I don't
situation.
keep lists of mothers, single or
You don't-
otherwise.
you
no,
don't do that?
That's not. You asked me to stop.
Oh, well, I can't believe you listened. But at any rate, it's, like I said, easier said than done. So I think that's helpful. And if that's something that you're struggling with, definitely check out this article on themanual.com, and we will have it in the list that I'm sure you will be sending out approximately Monday.
Correct.
Okay.
Tunde is everywhere lately.
I know.
And she's in Glamour magazine, South Africa.
She is full,
Pictures, a big spread.
a huge spread. I don't like using that word when I talk about women. It sounds...
I get that, but that's what they call them in magazines.
It is, yeah.
They don't have another
They don't.
word for it.
Nope. I mean, clearly because men made it up, so of course they don't. But yeah, and she looks amazing, beautiful. Like, I'm like, is she just gonna become a full-time model and leave Peloton? She's well on her way. And voting is still open.
Oh, yeah.
Got the whole month, and you can find it over on Instagram. We have it pinned to the very top corner of my profile.
Awesome. Becs Gentry has withdrawn from the Grandma Marathon.
Yeah. I thought this was weird. I just feel like there's more going on here than what she's saying. But she said that, like, logistically, she was going to do the marathon, and then she had to go back for the Save the Children event in LA, and that it just was, like, too much. And so she can't do it. And the reason I think that is weird is just that, like, that didn't happen overnight.
Right.
Like, you know, you already had all those dates.
These
Now,
are known events.
exactly. What could have happened was she just started feeling really exhausted and run down and didn't realize she would feel that way. And
Yeah.
that's the new part. Totally.
Equivalent of when someone's like, yeah, let's hang out on Friday
Yeah.
on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then Friday gets there and they're just like,
Going
Yeah.
out. Oh, that sounds terrible.
But when you're Becs Gentry, you do that, but with marathons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. On a Tuesday, a marathon on Friday sounds great.
Yeah.
But I just hope she's feeling good. I hope that it's like nothing happened
Right.
and she's good and the family's good and this was all just like, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I hope that's all it was.
Peloton artist collaborations.
The latest artist series features Cynthia Erivo.
She's amazing. That's really cool.
She's also everywhere.
She is, yeah. You know, we thought it was interesting because Peloton said nothing about this, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden it was just happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's because, like, it took forever, like, till the last second to get all the deal points,
Right.
signed off on.
You think that they would have sat on this until closer to Wicked for Good coming out?
Well, okay, so there's a lot happening in June. So I don't know if, like, she fit really well and they wanted to highlight her specifically this month. And it probably also has to do with, like, her album and when things were coming out. Like,
Right.
I think that she probably wanted to get as much out of that as possible.
I didn't realize she had her own
I
album
think
coming out.
so.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Yes, according to Broadway World, she has a new record coming out.
There you go.
So, there we go.
Now we know.
Now we know. It's to tie in with that. We figured it out on the fly in real time. You watched us figure things out.
To the Googles.
Yes, to the Googles. The internet will never steer us wrong.
Never.
Never.
Checking out the competition.
So BODi, as in Beachbody, is launching a new community platform. But we are wondering if this is maybe a glimpse as to what we know Peloton is working on something similar. Is this kind of an insight as to what we could expect from Peloton?
Well, what we know, so Nikki talked to a little birdie, and this little birdie said that almost everything in this article was just recently put out on the testing platform where they had a bunch of people Insights Lab, Peloton Insights Lab, and they were asking all of the same questions. So it's just hard not to see the correlation between those two things. So let's see here. They are saying that this experience community is going to have online support groups that deliver connection, motivation, and accountability by rewarding customers with points and badges for completing challenges. They're going to offer insider access to brand new content and product launches, as well as providing direct engagement with BODi trainers and leadership. Members will also have the opportunity to share progress and access VIP perks, all designed to motivate and drive long-term transformation. So wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah.
And it's stuff that we suggested to Peloton a decade ago.
Or real close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 8 years.
Yeah.
I was rounding.
Well, we shall have to keep an eye on that.
We shall. Yeah, this will be very interesting to watch. So this could be a peek at the future.
Yeah. Tonal's Troy Taylor, who was on the show not too long ago.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have played a past guest update sweeper instead of a competitor sweeper.
Yeah. It's
So,
hard to say.
Yeah. But he is going to speak at Athletech News Innovation Summit.
This is very interesting because this is not just Troy Taylor talking about Tonal. He is talking about the future of fitness in a store. And so I think he's going to be kind of talking about, at least in some way, what Tonal's going to look like in a retail space going forward.
Okay.
Which also makes me wonder if we're going to see some of these things in Peloton's future as well.
Interesting.
So lots to keep our eyes on.
Yeah, we will have to report back after that summit.
Yeah, June 17th and 18th in New York City.
So it's happening yesterday and today in our recording time.
Hop right up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up after this, we're going to tackle content. We got the TCO Top 5, take a look at some classes and things you should not miss, so stick around.
New content.
It is time for the TCO Top 5. You have given us classes. We have put them through our class ranking machine that we keep in the basement next to our tonal. And then it has spit out the 5 best classes.
I just want to say that Tina was able to write this article. She has the last several. And I keep forgetting to put this in the notes so we remember to talk about it during the recording. But Mason got to go to his graduation.
Oh, that's great.
And he got to cross the stage.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So for people that are following along with his long journey, just wanted to put that out there.
Awesome. Well, let's segue into the TCO Top 5 with your favorite strength class.
Jess Sims taught a Flash 15, and it was about kettlebells. And this was taught on June 10th. And Mindy Jensen brought this class up, and she nominated it. She said that she is a huge fan of Jess Sims' Flash 15. And for those that don't know, it's a combo of cardio and strength. And after the warm-up, there are EMOMs of various moves. And now kettlebells have come to the Flash 15. She also suggests that you do a few classes of kettlebell instruction first, because since this format is so fast, it doesn't leave a lot of time for instruction.
No, that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, because if you're new to it, you can hurt yourself.
Absolutely.
Number 2, your favorite endurance ride.
So this was a 90-minute Power Zone endurance ride taught by Dennis and Matt together, and it was taught on June 7th. Tom Gilday recommended this ride, saying that it had great music and dialogue between Matt and Dennis that made the time fly by. And Karen Smith also nominated it. She said a lot of things too, but one thing that stood out to me, they mentioned that it had been 5 years since their last 2 for 1.
Oh, wow.
We definitely need more Matt and Dennis combos more often. 5 years? How is that possible?
No, that's crazy.
It is.
Number 3, your favorite ride.
Okay, so this was a Sweat Steady ride taught by Jess King on June 9th, and Catherine Kimes recommended it. And she said that you should try it, and if you do like it, there are many more Sweat Steady rides with Jess.
Okay. Number 4, your favorite German ride.
Benny has been heating up the TCO top 5. He's been coming in hot. Get it? Heating up.
I do.
Okay.
You got to learn how to say heat in German.
All right. Well, let's just add that to your to-do list.
Das Heat.
Well, the ride this week was from June 14th. It was his Dine concert, a sing-along ride. And Sparkly 813 nominated it, saying that it was her favorite without question. Words cannot describe how amazing this ride, with Benny's gorgeous voice and energy, the incredible playlist, and a studio full of members singing along. A 10 out of 10.
And finally, your unstackable, it's a tread class.
Okay, but it's not just a tread class.
Well, no, it's an unstackable.
It's any of the free mode classes that they have released on the Tread Plus. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter how short they are. Sarah Lester nominated these classes, and she was like, I'm happy they're here, and I like that they're standalone. So she added a Andy Spear class at the end of a 30-minute run, and it was hard. She had forgotten how difficult free mode is, and by the time it was done, she was doing a 5-minute cool down walk, and she could barely do the walk, the 5-minute walk.
Yikes.
She was like, I will be doing these classes on a regular basis. So for those of you who don't know, because I had some people ask me this, free mode classes allow you to run using the power of your body to move the machine, not the motor. And again, only on Tread Plus. Really cool feature, though.
We will now take a look at this week at Peloton. We have a 2-for-1 ride with Alex and Tunde.
Yeah, this one is going to be to celebrate Juneteenth. It's going to be a 30-minute The Cookout 2-for-1 ride. And it's going to be dropping on demand at midnight Eastern.
Okay. We also have a row boot camp with Katie.
Yes, it's going to be a 30-minute, and this one's going to be a 50-50 boot camp. And that took place on June 17th, so that'll already be there. All of these will already be there by the time you hear the episode.
Right. We have a meditation with Dennis.
Yeah, he said he was going to start doing meditations, and here's a brand new one, 10-minute sleep meditation. And this one is going to be premiering on Sunday, June 22nd.
And we also have a strength with Rebecca.
60 minutes of full body strength, also premiering on June 22nd. This will be live at 2:30 p.m. Eastern.
Andy Spear has a new Strength Plus program for you.
Yeah, this one is called Spark Your Strength, and it's for beginners. So if you are looking to get into lifting and you're not exactly sure where to start, this would be a great place to start because it's 4 weeks long and it's 5 times a week. And I think that really helps you set the stage and like, get into a rhythm and a routine. And it's all going to be helping you build the fundamentals of hypertrophy. So I think that's awesome.
We have reason to believe that Callie Gullickson is returning to bike boot camps.
Yeah, this was posted in one of the groups that she is going to be returning to the bike boot camps. Why? Not sure, but she is. I just don't know any of the details behind it. But I know people will be excited about it. So that's the important thing.
And finally, Eric Yeager has a 120-minute Power Zone endurance ride.
It was live yesterday in the studio, 2 hours in the middle of the week. So I am like, dang, that is quite an endurance ride to just take on a random Tuesday.
Yes, like that's I never thought about it. I don't know why this just clicked for me, but like that's a big test for yourself to take anytime. But then to actually go in studio for it, like
yep, because remember, you can't leave.
Yeah.
You can't even go to the bathroom. You do not leave the studio once the lights are on.
Yeah.
So if you leave, you're not coming back.
Right.
And I think I can handle it on the bike. I really do.
Yeah.
But a run?
Yeah.
Like, no way. I would pee my pants. Right there on camera. That would be happening. There's no way I could make it 2 hours. without peeing. None. Not going to happen.
Oh, I know the feeling.
I know you do.
Peloton birthdays.
And finally, we have not one, not two, not three, 4
Whoa.
birthdays this week.
It's the new August.
It is. So
Wow.
first up, we have Selena Samuela on June 22nd.
Okay.
On June 23rd, it's a twofer, Andy Spear and Denis Morton.
Oh.
And on August 20,
This is...
you made me say August. And on June 25th, you have Katie Wong.
Well, happy birthday, Selena, Andy, Dennis, and Katie.
Yes. So I guess that brings this episode to a close. Until next week, where can people find you?
People can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Crystal D. O'Keefe. They can find me on all the platforms that I never can remember. Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram, and the Peloton leaderboard at Clip Out Crystal.
And you can find me on Threads and Blue Sky at Tom O'Keefe Jr. or on Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. You can find the show online at facebook.com/theclipout. While you're there, like the page, join the group. Don't forget our Patreon. $5 a month. All sorts of bonus content. And, of course, we'd like you extra. So that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, keep pedaling
And running.
and rowing.
Bye.